Hey guys, it is Saturday evening here in West Virginia, and as promised, we're doing a square body unboxing today. We have two M2 machine square bodies, one Chevy Blazer, and one Chevy pickup. So, anyways, these are the two right here that we're taking a look at. I got lucky and found two of each of these, and I ended up selling one of each of these. Now, the Blazer, which I think is really cool, they are not going for much more than SRP right now. This guy, however, is the one that I just found yesterday, and he is going for a lot of money. I think as much or more than the Chase piece, the Chase T-Bucket or 32 Ford, whatever it is, Roadster. I think the square body is actually going for as much or more than the Chase on eBay. So, don't know why. They made 7,500 pieces, as you can see, of the regular 750 Chase models. So anyways, I haven't seen the Chase version of the truck. If they do make one, I just seen the Chase version of the street rod, which I don't know if it's a 27T or 32 Ford, whatever it is. It's the Chase piece. And anyways, the truck, as I said, I was shocked to see how much they were going for, because I actually passed up two of these at another Walmart. The first Walmart I went to, I didn't buy them. Then my local Walmart I went to had them, so I figured I'll go ahead and buy them. Why not? It's always nice to pick up square bodies and do videos on them, so even if I don't keep them. So anyways, then when I got home, I figured, okay, let's post one for sale. And I did that, and I checked eBay sold listings to see how much they're going for, and I was shocked to find out they're going for like anywhere between 17 bucks and 25 bucks a pop. So I was really amazed by that. So anyways, we're going to start with him. And this is pretty cool because I do dig the paint job on this. Usually I don't really go for the pop culture sponsored up paint jobs unless it's like a race car, like NASCAR, pro stock car, funny car, or something like that. For a regular everyday driver, I do not like it at all. But this is different. This is actually pretty cool because this is like an NHRA official's vehicle, and this is probably something you would have seen them driving at like one of the big tracks back in the 80s. So this is something that I could say would be realistic, and you would actually see this. So I really do dig this one. Love the box, how it's all decorated up with the red, white, and blue and stars with the NHRA emblem here, and then the NHRA on top, and then it has your M2 emblem there, typical sides with the NHRA, with the little window to see the front and rear, such. And then the back side, same thing, just NHRA and M2. The bottom has your licensing and choking hazard stuff on it. And I've already peeled one of the stickers back. And as I pointed out before, if you can peel up the edge just a little bit, you can peel these off, and they do not tear the box usually, because these boxes have a high gloss on them, and the stickers usually do not have sticky enough adhesive to tear the paper. So anyways, we'll pop him out, slide him out, and take a look at him. And this one is pretty cool. This is like a, I don't know, it's 4x4. You can see that it's lifted a little bit, so it doesn't have the lowered slam stance as their usual ones do. And it doesn't have the really high lift like the Blazer. So anyways, we're going to pull him out the stand so we can see the base of it. But as you can see, you have the NHRA on the tailgate, and then NHRA on the sides of the bed, the officials, NHRA on the door, NHRA officials on the hood with the dragster funny car thing. And that's the old NHRA logo. It's pretty cool. It's white with a black top and red interior, which looks really good. So let's pull him off the stand and take a look at him. I was going to do this before the video, but most of the time these cooperate fairly well, so it doesn't eat up too much time if I can get the screwdriver in there and get it started. Huh. And this is actually a screwdriver from M2, so you would think that would go fairly easy. So anyways, it had a hard time getting it into the head of that Phillips screw. So anyways, all right, that one's totally separated. And there. So let's look at the base of this one. So It is a metal base with the plastic insert. They're still using that. It doesn't have the lifted chassis, although it does have the differentials kind of molded into the chassis there. So it's pretty cool with that ride height. Stock rally wheels. Still has the big wheel tubs and the raised bed floor for the slammed version. Opening hood with a detailed small block in there. So pretty cool. Detailed grille. And headlights, turn signals, bumpers, all that stuff. So pretty cool casting. So next, we're going to take a look at this guy here. I've already opened him. That's why my roof is like flopping around in there. I took the rubber bands off. There's usually a rubber band holding the roof on, but I opened this up to take a closer look at it. Have not pulled it off the stand yet, though. Love the truck. Love the two-tone black and red, but I hate the Dinty Moore logos on the door and hood. The hood, I would use acetone and take this tampo off, but unfortunately I cannot do that on the side, or it's going to take the red paint off too, so you're kind of stuck with this ugly Dinty Moore logo on it. Besides that, it's a great casting, and this just has the Dinty Moore Hormel stuff all over it, like the NHRA. So anyways, let's get him out and take a look at him instead of wasting time looking at this ugly box. Sorry guys, I like Dinty Moore food sometimes, but I'm not a fan of their logo all over a die-cast car. I think it looks stupid. That's just my opinion. So, anyways, we're going to take this off. And this has a different base on it compared to the other one. As you can see, this one doesn't have the little groove on it. These are usually the cheap bases that you find on the Drivers series. So, they do have these that they're using occasionally. So since the roof is already off, you can see inside it has a nice detailed red interior, chrome roll cage, the red rear seat, nice detail with the rear tire, and the big swinging like chrome arm where it would be mounted to. And as I said, this would have been an awesome casting, awesome paint choice of the red and black two-tone with the red interior if it wasn't for this Dinty Moore crap. Opening hood, detailed small block. So really nice. And I just want to see if it still is running the metal chassis like the, I think it's the K10 trucks, I think is what they're calling them. The ones with the lifted chassis. We did an unboxing on a green and white one a couple of years ago. I actually picked it as one of my like top 10 of the year because I love that truck. Wish I would have never sold it. I'd like to find another one again to replace it because just love the chassis that they used and such. And now, let's see here. Well, it's still got that double piece on it, but they are still metal leaf springs and such. So, anyways, I'm not going to pull all that off, but save us some time. But as you can see, it's got the double mount stand there. But anyways, the leaf springs are metal. They're part of the chassis. The differentials, I think, are plastic. But overall, nice beefy chassis. And these usually rolled pretty good, too. Yeah, super straight, super smooth. Unlike a lot of M2 cars where they don't roll worth a shit. This thing's beautiful. It rolls as smooth as like a Hot Wheels through the wheel style mushroom tipped axle. So this has the push on style wheels like most, and this thing rolls beautiful. This one here, as you can see, it has its wobbles to it. See how it wobbles just a little bit up and down, bent axles as usual. With the regular two-wheel drive chassis from M2, I don't know why these four-wheel drive ones roll so beautifully and they don't bend the axles on them usually. I don't know if it's because the way that the chassis is made, it gives the press an easier access to press the wheels on, something like that. But these are always beautiful rollers. I need to find a Blazer in a two-tone color without any logos on it, and another short bed truck without any logos on it. Definitely want to pick those up again for the collection. Beautiful casting by M2 and beautiful chassis, and beautiful roller altogether. So nice job. The NHRA is nice too, just has that typical will wobble as most M2 stuff. So guys, appreciate you watching. I will be back again on Monday, as usual, with a Mopar Monday. Not sure what we're going to do. We're going to skip Auto World this week, and we're going to do either Greenlight or M2 for our Mopar Monday. Not sure which one yet. We still have Auto World stuff, but we've done that for like the past 2 or 3 weeks in a row for Mopar Monday. So this week, we're going to do something a little different and go with Greenlight or M2 machines. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your Saturday and the rest of your weekend. I will see you on Monday.